Live.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Federal 5, Oxon 50-4, needs respond to 1, Charlie 1. Engine 5, engine 55, engine 33. Truck 1, truck 49, medic 20, field com respond. To Newgate Avenue, Newport Street, Hamilton Green for the building fire.
Welcome to the Monday Night Live podcast for the Firehouse Show, also known as the Firehouse Country Show. You can catch my live radio show on Mondays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on MB Radio app. Or no, I take that back. It's the Military Broadcast Radio app. You can download that, or you can catch me on the mbradio.us site. And then Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on mbradio.us or the Military Broadcast Radio app. But tonight we are doing a podcast, and again, we got my co-host, Mr. Howie T himself. What's happening, Howie?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Gentleman?
I'm doing, and just want to start off this show with a little positive vibes tonight. I was listening to a good friend of mine. His show's on after mine on MB Radio on Mondays. It's Mental Health Mondays with PDB. It's Philip D. Blockman on his, I don't know what you would call it, but kind of like a emotional speaker, I believe. But tonight's show, it was incredible. And one thing I got out of it, talking about positive vibes, okay? And this is going to help me. Like, I never thought of it this way, but you hear people all the time saying, I have to go to work, I have to go to bed, I have to cook dinner, I have to whatever. All right. Well, instead of that, say, I get to wash the dishes, I get to cook dinner, I get to go to work. Because so many people right now, they don't have a job. They don't get to go to work. They don't get a bed to sleep in. They don't get to take a shower in hot water or clean
Right.
water.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference between got and get.
And have and get. Like, I have to. No,
Right.
you really, like, it's
There's
just,
the same,
go ahead.
like needs and wants.
Right, exactly. And people take that for granted, I think, and yeah, I get up in the mornings like, man, I have to go to work. Yeah, but
You
I
need
get
to go to work.
Right. I get to. And
Right.
like, honestly, if you think about life that way, and instead of taking life as a have to, but just change two words, have and get. I get to go to work tomorrow and make money. I get to do this podcast. I get to radio shows, and like, it's incredible just how a changing of two words can make you feel more confident in yourself. And and I texted him during the show. I messaged the show, and I'm like, about a year ago, well, actually starting from 2019, when my mom passed away, it seemed like I lost purpose in life, for real. And a year ago, I was
I
down at
hear
my
you.
lowest of lows, man. And to what, 10 months later, I graduate in October from Ohio Media School. I have not just one radio show, but two radio shows. I have good friends, great family. I have my family back, like 100% supporting me. Um, just it's a whole 180-degree change from where I was a year ago, and I'm loving life. And if I sat back and said, I have to go to school or whatever, like I would probably still be in the same place I was back then. But, something gave me that positive little jump start, and here I am today. And it's not the greatest, biggest million listeners listening to me or watching this live Facebook podcast. But you know what? One person, two person, three person listening is better than what I would have been doing last year.
Right.
So, take life don't take life for granted, man, because tomorrow may never come. And just keep thinking positive and change that I have to do this to I get to do this. Any
Right.
comments, Howie, on this? Before I let you comment, just to let you people that's watching tonight, feel free to comment. The comments will come up live, and we will put them on the air for you. And I just lost Howie, so get back to the show, Howie. I don't know where you disappeared to, but anyways, we're going to try to continue here without him. But yeah, just like I said, man, just um, and I'm not stealing this from. Well, I'm borrowing it from the PDB show because I felt like I want to share it with my listeners, my followers, because it honestly helps. And I just heard about this today, and it gave me a whole new thinking upon life. And his show today was based on your purpose of life in life. And if you have no purpose, you're not going nowhere. And I'm living proof of that because, like I said, a year ago, I didn't have a purpose. I lost all purpose. Yes, I had my kids, but I was at a place where I didn't want to be, let alone them. But I'm back and I'm stronger than ever. And a good friend of mine, her name's Patty. We went out to breakfast one morning and we were talking, and she's like, you have something now that you haven't had since I've known you. And I'm like, what's that? And she said, self-confidence. She's like, you've never had like confidence in yourself, and now you do. So thank you, Patty, for pointing that out. I kind of felt it, but it's nice to see that I'm changing to where it's noticing and on a positive way this time instead of the negative way. I appreciate that. But yeah, leave comments on what you think and what makes you positive in life. Because honestly, Howie, I don't know where you went, man. You left me.
I'm sorry, man. I just technical difficulties there for a minute.
I hate when that
My
happens.
my phone froze up. I was like, okay.
Right. But yeah, so anyways, hey Howie, somebody wants to say hi real quick. Yeah, go
Oh
ahead.
God. Was that Bobby?
Not
Or
even
Rai
mine.
Rai?
It was right, but he's a party pooper. He hates my stuff, so he
Oh,
don't even.
Rai Rai. Come on, man. I used to chase you around because you're breaking people's garages and riding their bikes when you were a kid.
But anyways, I was just like going on with the when you took a leave of absence there for a couple minutes. I was just going on
Yeah, it
with a
wasn't my
positive
fault.
things. What's some positive things in your life right now, huh?
Mine, you know what? Being that I'm able to see, watch TV, eat, walk, talk.
And live
I mean, my
life.
life's pretty simple. My life's pretty simple.
Mine is
I
to
mean,
a
I go through
point.
my challenges. I go through my challenges. Like I said, I get my days where I don't want to talk to nobody. I think about my dad and think about things that, just like you think about your mom. I think about my dad all the time, and it gets me down. But the thing is, if if I let that get me down, there's nothing I can do. I can't bring him back. So I can't sit there and feel sorry for myself or feel sorry for him. But at the end of the day, it's like, he's happy that I'm still alive. So at least he died before I did. I mean, he was
Right.
82. I'm 54. So
Right. Yeah.
things like that. Like it happens.
Right. My last two shows on the radio, I know you don't turn in or anything, but my last two shows on the my last two shows
Don't
on the
even go
radio
there.
was dedicated to family, and I played a couple songs on my Saturday show, one for each of my children that we have. It was our song since day one, and today's show, my Monday show, was actually dedicated to my mom because I know, like,
Your mom was phenomenal.
I know, and I get emotional every time I think about her, and why it's a good emotion. When I cry now because of her, it's because of good memories, and I know right
Oh
now,
man, your mom used to. I tell you what, your mom. I remember one time I made your mom so mad. I thought she was gonna whip the shit out of me.
and that's weird for
She
my
weighed,
mom.
but she weighed about
But
90 something pounds. But I tell you what, though,
that was soaking wet.
yeah, yeah.
But I know for a fact, like, she's up in heaven right now, and like
Absolutely.
she's the proudest lady right now of her son. Out of everybody that I know in life, she would be so proud right now. She'd be sitting right here with me right now, laughing and, oh, we on air? Yeah, we're on air, Mom. Like I could just see
She
it.
would be
Like,
too.
She would.
Unlike
And get
Rye
it.
and Bobby.
Yeah, I know. They're supposed to, I tell them all the time. I'm like, no matter what you guys do in life, I'm proud of you. I have your back 100%. And
Obviously, they're good kids. They're good kids. Because I tell you what, I haven't seen Rye in the paper. I haven't seen Bobby in the newspaper. So yeah, they're good kids.
I pat myself on the back, like being a single father, gotta love it. But
Yeah, you got to.
But like I tell them, like when I pass away, I would like them to know enough to where they could continue my radio shows in my behalf. You know what I mean? I want them to know how to connect. I want them like just to continue my show. Like even if it's just on MBR, which is a big thing. Like I love what MBR does for the veterans and stuff. It's an honor to be on MBR. And so I want them to at least continue my radio show on MBR in the legacy, like in my behalf. And they won't even come in to figure, like, watch how a show goes or anything. And it's like, okay, well, thanks for having my
figure it
back.
out.
They will. They're young.
Yeah, they will.
Well, yeah, they're young.
Bobby, I think Bobby's more like you than Rye, because Bobby's out there looking for that,
He has a real good lady right now, though. Like she's family to me, and she usually tunes in when I'm on live Facebook. So Gianna, if you're watching, I love you, and comment, let me know you're watching. Because if not,
you got an Italian woman, huh?
No, she's gonna be grounded if she don't watch, because that's kind of like my second daughter. So
no, I'm just saying, is she Italian? Gianna?
No.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know what she is. She's a good girl though.
that's
Like,
good.
love her to death. Like, yeah,
Bobby better watch his behavior.
Yeah, because if not, I'll whip his butt.
Yeah.
On her behalf.
On who?
Anyways, on her behalf. I'll whip Bobby's butt on her behalf. So, anyways, that was my positive vibe today. Just letting it out there. Remember, do not say I have to go to bed or I have to do this. Be like, I get to do it. I mean, just
sometimes you have your haves, and have nots. I mean, when you wake up in the morning, I have to take that morning pee. I have to take that morning bowel movement. Those are haves, but it's not that I need to do it.
Wow, we're going there.
Well, I'm just saying. trying to make it in a fun way. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. But
You know me.
in everyday life though, like the things that people take for granted, I don't know. Like I said, I just heard that today, and I sat there a minute, and I'm like, and I said it like I get to go to work tomorrow, and
Right.
whether you want to or not, that's a different story. But when you put it as I get to, it makes it feel more of a honor to be able to get to. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
maybe it'll make the day even better, more positive.
How many
And
Slurpees do you sell a day?
a
I'm
couple.
kidding. Couple.
But anyway, so we're going to switch from that with the good vibes to what the heck happened today with Facebook, man. All I know
I
is
didn't have a problem with mine.
I
I
don't
mean, I was
know.
on there. It just wouldn't let me refresh nothing.
Right? Yeah, like
Yeah.
they lost so much money today, and their stocks dropped. Like I think it was. Hold on, I'll let you know for sure. Okay, Facebook outage cost the company nearly $100 million just in revenue. All right, the stock market
Well, that's what
dropped.
happens when you got. I think Facebook got put in Facebook jail today.
I believe so because hold on, I'm sorry, I'm uh reading up on here real quick. I had it pulled up earlier and I lost the page, but it gave a breakdown, or maybe it was this one. But like the owner of Facebook himself, well, the shares of Facebook went down 4.89%, almost 5% drop in the shares of Facebook today. That's a
It'll
lot.
go back up.
Yeah,
Anything that drops offline like that quickly, even with Chrome or Firefox or you know, social media. Anything with social media is going to go down. If
right.
it's down for a certain amount of time, of course, all the stocks are going to go down. It'll go back up. People get scared if they can't get on their social media within a half hour. They want to stare. Oh my God, our stock market's crashing. We need to pull out. We need to pull out. Which is
Right.
just let it
Yeah.
ride.
Right. This is from
Aluminum.
market.
Hey, aluminum's up aluminum cans.
Uh
60 cents a pound.
wow. That's pretty good
That's the
because I know
highest.
I was down for like low for a while.
Long. Oh yeah.
But anyways, based on Facebook's 2020 revenue of $85.97 billion, Monday today's outage cost the company an average of $163,565 in revenue every minute. Not every hour, every minute was
But you gotta
160.
understand. You gotta understand that thousands and thousands and millions of people that are on there, and they
Right,
use that as their forefront. You know.
right. That's what
You
they were
know.
saying. And
All
they
right.
said,
So of course you're gonna lose money because a lot of people pay. Well, a lot of people on Facebook they pay for a lot of stuff. You
and
know,
they buy
if
it
their
on
if their if
Facebook.
their website if the website goes down, they're out of money. So of course they're gonna want to pull out.
Right.
I wish
Roughly six.
I wish I'd have pulled out. I wouldn't be a father. Thank God.
Hey, now, family show, dude.
Oh, I know.
Roughly 60 million based on more than 6 hours of downtime. So they lost $60 million based on the 6 hour downtime. The stocks
Yeah.
fell. The stocks fell 4.9%, which translates into $47.3 billion in lost market cap today. And
Yeah.
the owner, founder, and chief executive Mark Zuckerberg,
Yep.
who owns
Zuckerberg.
14% stake in the company, lost about $6 billion on Monday alone, dropping him from Forbes' 5th richest person to its 6th, just below Oracle Corporation. And
Oracle.
Yeah, and that also, the $1 trillion club may revoke Facebook's membership after Monday's decline. The company, which initially joined the $1 trillion club along with Apple Incorporation, Microsoft, and Amazon, and Alphabet Incorporation, after winning a court decision against federal, blah, 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 $80 billion right now is now more than $80 billion below the threshold. And Facebook dipped under $1 trillion value. Yeah. Anyways, on September 22nd, after Monday's decline, it valuation stands at $919.79 billion. Oh, poor babies. I'll take
Their pockets and wallets are still full.
I'll take a quarter of that money, and they're crying like that's just nuts. But yeah,
That's what happens when you. It's like with Amazon. You know, Amazon. I tell you what, Amazon make great money.
Of course,
Amazon's up there, man.
Yes, sir. But
I'm pretty sure it might not be there yet, but I'm pretty sure Amazon should be pretty close to overtaking. I'm surprised Amazon don't buy Facebook.
Right.
You know, it's like it's Amazon and Oracle. You know what Oracle is, don't you? You know how Oracle had the it's a media thing, Oracle.
Okay, yeah, I've never.
Yeah, well, Oracle started back when Microsoft started getting big, like Windows 95 and all that. Oracle was like the big go-to media, downloads and stuff.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a short break right now, and we'll be back in about 60 seconds. Stay tuned. You're watching the Firehouse Monday Night Podcast with Bobby B and Mr. Howie T himself. We will be right back.
There's a certain vibe in Boston that starts with its people. Possibly the sarcasm, their own underlying rugged persona, or just the Bostonian culture they all embrace in. And there is no better way to share this rugged blue-collar Boston mentality than in the form of Boston's most cultural-defining piece of headwear, the Scally Cap, from Boston Scally Company. Visit Boston Scally Company to order your piece of Boston's cultural history today at bostonscally.com. That's bostonscally.com.
MBR, Military Broadcast Radio. Every day, 22 veterans lose their battle to post-traumatic stress that is on American soil. That is one veteran every 65 minutes. Help us. Be part of the solution.
Hey everybody, it is H Train, and I am here to tell you a little bit about MBR, the MBR story, and what we're doing. Trust me, I'm very sincere in this whole thing. In 2003, MBR was created by Jim Butler to keep his buddies informed what was going all around the world, all around us. So Joel Hunt, also me, H Train, took it over in 2018 from an LLC, and I turned it into a nonprofit. The acceptance only took 18 days. That's how much this nonprofit was needed. We used to be just a nonprofit radio station, but now we teach all veterans from all eras, from all over the globe, to be DJs. We show them how to work the equipment. We teach them the computer skills that are needed to conduct a radio show or a podcast, whichever one they desire. After a 9-month commitment, the gear that we teach you on, we go ahead and buy you that same gear to make sure that you're confident and comfortable in your own skin. We accept civilians and military, but you won't find another radio station that does what we do anywhere at all. I guarantee it. Why? Because I'm a retired combat veteran, and I have dedicated my life to the station to help our veterans like myself that has the constant battle in their head from war, the what ifs. I listen to music and I'm focused on my show, and that thinking goes away. I do not stop, and my attitude spreads to my DJs. I have found out if you want to be a part of this success, then join me. We will rock our troops for another 10 years. If you're military supported, open those checkbooks and support these veterans, because when we receive donations, 100% goes to the troops. My staff, we do not get paid. Why, you ask? Because we're already retired and compensated through the VA. My program is so successful that even Brandon Stokely, a radio colleague of mine that I met at 104.3 The Fan, has joined me in MBR as a face, as the spokesperson, because he knows, and we are serious about knocking this 22 out the door. We are not throwing money, we're building our vets to prevent it. Since there's no FM radio channels overseas for them, we learned about internet radio, and the troops could listen with a VPN number if an American internet IP wasn't established. So what are you waiting for to be a part of this family? We have really grown the last 2 years, and we have nowhere to go but up. And until I die, this radio station will always provide connections and opportunities to all our veterans by giving them a voice. I guarantee it.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Firehouse Monday podcast show. This is your DJ podcast host, DJ Bobby B, with my co-host again, Mr. Howie T. And,
How you doing?
All right. And that last commercial was a guy that I look up to and honor. He's the owner pretty much of MB Radio, and just a phenomenal guy. If you ever have a chance to get on my social media, which you can catch my social media, obviously if you're watching this, you are on my social media. It's you can catch it at the Firehouse Show, and I'm on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all those. So check me out on my Facebook. Go to his interview, and it is phenomenal. And so tonight, we were talking about positive vibes, and just to refresh, make sure to be like, instead of saying I have to go to work or whatever, say I get to go to work, because a lot of people don't get to do that. What you take for granted, don't take for granted, and make it a positive thing instead of a have to thing, and you'll feel better about yourself and about life itself. And then we were talking about Facebook. Now, back onto the Facebook subject. Howie, what's your outlook on what caused this outage, or why did this outage happen?
I think it's a political stunt.
I'm not
just to get people going. Look how many chances. I mean, we have snowstorms and Facebook don't go out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just think they just chose, it's almost end of the year. And I think people just, the people at Facebook just want to put it out there that, hey, we're the boss, we run this. And I think they shut it down as a political stunt. Not, you know what I mean? So to speak.
Right. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Well,
neither am I, but.
Well, I don't want to say I am, but I don't want to say I'm not either. It depends on the subject. But just a week ago, I believe it was, one of the old workers from Facebook kind of put Facebook under the bus about certain things. And all of a sudden today, boom. They
I can't blame it on one person. I just
it's not.
think I'm not
It's
conspiracy. I
cheating.
don't believe in conspiracy theories, but I also believe in that if you take a light bulb and you throw it against the wall, of course it's going to break and it'll never work again. But I also think too that if Facebook wanted to go down, it could have went down a long time ago. But why
Yeah,
pick
but
today?
because of the fact
The highest
that
peak of the day. The highest peak of the no. I could see if it happened at midnight or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, but it happened the high peak during the day.
I don't know,
But most people are on there,
right? But I don't know.
you
It
know.
could just be
So
saying, hey, like you said, like a power thing. Hey, we have the power to shut pretty much. And if you look at it, it's almost like shutting down the world. But I'll guarantee one
exactly.
thing. I'll guarantee one thing now. There was probably more housework, more dishes, more work done today in that 6 hours than there's been in 10 years. Because
Well, yeah.
everybody's tuned
Everybody's
into their Facebook all day long, man. So they didn't have nothing to do. So instead of sitting there like looking at their blank phone, they actually got up and did the
I mean,
dishes.
that could be exactly. That could have been a good thing.
Right.
At least their
exactly.
year worth of dishes are finally done.
Right. So,
You know,
talking about
they
positivity in the world,
vacuumed their floor. They vacuumed their floor for the first time in 3 years.
they found their cat from all the, cat fur.
Yeah.
That remote they were looking for.
Yeah.
See, there's positive in
That was
everything.
right, but the thing is, the remote that they were looking for was probably sitting right next to them. They were too busy on Facebook to realize the remote was sitting next to them.
This is true, my friend.
I
So
don't get into the Facebook thing. I mean, I have Facebook, but I don't get into it. It's like, I'll call my kid on the Facebook Messenger. Or, I just check to see what people are doing, but I don't get all in that, leaving messages and all this other
right.
crap
You
on
know
there.
what I think's funny about Facebook, and I've always said this. You get people that complain. I'm just going to say that bitch about.
You always can have somebody complain.
Well, no, they bitch about, okay, everybody gets in my life. Everybody, gets in my personal business. But they are the people that's on Facebook posting, they took a poop today. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you don't want people in your personal business, but they put it out there on social media. Of course,
exactly. And then they get mad because exactly. Either they forgot that what they said, or they just don't care, but they want to blame everybody else.
Right.
You
But they're the
know,
ones putting it out there. And,
exactly.
like, I don't, if you notice, the only time I post on Facebook is if something positive happens or I'm marketing my show, like putting on there, hey, I'm going to be on Monday or whatever. But, like, I don't get on there and
Bob
say,
Gallagher got a girlfriend.
right. Yeah, right. Hey, by the way, people, I am a single, guy. And, I'm like, okay, speaking of dating, all right, honestly, since we're going there, all right, I know I jump around.
Yeah, I told you to get off that Facebook conversation real quick.
Well, since we're talking about dating, okay, it's been a long time since I had a steady girlfriend, all right, and people jump into
It's a
relationships.
fine long time. Longer than me?
6-7 years, dude. That's long for me.
Wow, yeah, for you, yeah, because you're like the neighborhood stud. Here I am. I'm like the neighborhood flub.
Hey, all the girlfriends that I've had in the past have been long-term relationships, bud.
I can mention one. I can mention one that.
Yeah, we won't go there. But
Yeah, I know
anyways, so
I'm not talking about the L.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so no, like, I wanted just to, like, I didn't want to jump in a relationship like everybody else, whether they're ready, whether they're not. And I used to be like, oh yeah, cool, a relationship, blah blah blah. But honestly, I haven't been ready. I personally wanted to find myself and get back to being who I am, get out of the bad place I was in for a while. And before, like, I wanted to feel ready. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't have been fair to a female if I just jumped into a relationship going through what I was going through. I wouldn't want to bring it upon them, my problems, my issues, whatnot. And I'm finally getting to the point where, like, I graduate in October, and like my kids are doing good. My kids are growing up. I think I'm almost ready actually to take on a relationship. And that sounds like a job, I know, but it's just, I wasn't ready. And
Is there any girls that come into your work and like you kind of like regular customers that come in there and
yeah,
like hit on you?
I'm not going to say
I mean, not hit on you,
you.
but flirt with you.
I mean, yeah, well, I don't know because it's been like, honestly, no, honestly though, like
You give them that free cup of coffee.
I just
Come
buy
on,
it
Bob.
I buy it for him. I'll be honest, but
All
no,
right, so
like
there you go. At
it's
least you're
just
man about
like,
it.
right.
You
Exactly.
give them free coffee, but you're charging for the cream. That makes sense.
But anyway, so all I'm
So you can't
saying is
answer that. See what I said, Bob? You get all choked up.
no. All I'm
You're
saying is
buying
like,
you're buying the coffee, but you're charging for the cream and sugar.
right, something like that. But no, but honestly though, like
I look at his face is turning
I've
all
been,
red.
I've been out of the I don't want to call it a game, but the dating game for so long.
Scene. It's
Me
called
and
the
the boy,
dating
yeah,
scene.
dating scene. Okay, me and the boys, honest to God, just like a few days ago, we were talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, you need to get on those dating sites and stuff," and I'm like,
No.
"No," and I'm like, honestly, like, I don't know the first thing. I don't know how to even go approach a female and be like, "Hey, would you mind going out?" Like to me, like I'm
Whatever,
confident.
man. Don't.
I swear to God, dude. I swear on my mom's life, dude. I swear. I've been out for so long, dude. Like I feel like uncomfortable. I don't
It's like
know.
riding a bike, man.
Not really, bro. Because before I wanted like I wasn't ready, and it was like I didn't have to ask them to go out. They were friends and prior to going out. So it was like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you want to go out to the bar with me tonight? And boom, we go to the bar and then we end up together. You know what I mean? It wasn't going up to a stranger that you're interested in and being like, hey, would you like to go out tonight? It was like, I don't,
Why
dude,
don't you
it's
try
been
it? Why don't you try that? Why don't you try that with
because
one of your regular customers?
I'm afraid of
Just say, hey,
rejection.
what are you doing after? It's no, just ask her. Say, hey, what are you doing after work? Would you like to go have a beverage or go for a walk on the beach? Come to my house. I'll take you upstairs. No, I'm just kidding. But
Hey,
you know what
family
I'm saying?
show.
I know.
But
I had to.
but anyways, no, like seriously though, like I feel like I am getting to the point where I'm ready. And like I told my boys, I'm like, it's the companionship that I miss. Like honestly, I miss coming home and being able to like sit there and talk about how work went or hell cuddling on the couch and watching a movie together. It's the
You
little
cuddle.
things hell yeah, dude. It's the best part of a relationship if you ask me. I'm
I'll
sorry.
tell
I
you what,
mean,
man. You know what's weird? You know what's weird, Bob? And you know my ex-wife very, very well.
right?
But we get along better now than we did when we were married. I mean, I think we're closer now than we were when we were married for some reason.
A lot of people are that way, man. They can't live together, but they're
Weird.
just best friends away from each other. Yeah, I know a
Yeah,
lot
she
of
calls
people
me
that
every
are like,
night.
yeah,
She
but
calls me every night, and it's like,
yeah,
but it is what
seriously,
it is. at the end of the day.
right. But yeah, so just putting it out there, Facebook, and social media.
There you go, Facebook. Yeah. Hey, you better put it on Facebook before they go down again.
Right, this is true. But no, like seriously, like I just
Hey, you can
want
always
to.
get on. Hey, you can always get on Plenty of Fish.
No,
Yeah, no, I tried
no.
Plenty of Fish.
I want
I got some strange.
I want a responsible lady that is ready to like not settle down because I'm not ready to like settle down in a relationship, yes, but as of like going out and having a good time and going sled riding or like you said, walk on the beach or vacations and
Sled
shit like that.
riding.
Like seriously, dude. Like I'm 51 years old and you bet me I'll be
I'm
out there.
54, and I guarantee you, if there's a chick that says I'm interested in going sled riding, I tell you what, I'd be telling her, okay, I'll sit in the car while I watch you go down the hill because I'm not going sled riding.
But no, like seriously, like I think I'm to the point that I'm ready, and I'm 51, and this past year I've grown up a lot, like for real. This last year played a toll on me,
You're greater
and
than I am.
trust me, dude. This gray hair, I earned, buddy. Like last year, like we'll talk. You don't know
I
the
didn't
whole
earn
story,
mine.
but we'll talk off the show, but you don't know this past year, bro. I haven't really talked to anybody about it. It's been shit for
Yeah.
me. And
It's
you know,
positive vibes tonight, so we're not going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about positive vibes. Let's talk
we are
about.
talking positive. Yeah, wait a minute. We are talking positive vibes. Look where I'm at today compared to a year ago. That's positive, buddy, because I'm sorry
Right. Well,
if
I didn't know what you're going through after a year ago,
right,
or before a year.
well,
Or a year.
right. So people on positive vibe thing, like how we said, just remember, you could be at your lowest of lows. You could feel like the dirt that people walk on, and you could change that within a year. If you put your mind to it, you get positive. I'm living proof. And like I wasn't at the lowest of lows, but yeah, I was pretty low, bro. And to come
But
from
you always
that to
make a
where I
comeback.
am now, and I'm even stronger this time. And
Well,
I
that's good, man.
learned, like, some people get to the lowest of lows, get to the highest of highs. They don't learn the lesson from being at the lowest of lows, and they end up either at that lowest of lows again or in the medium. No, dude, I got rid of 99% of my friends in the past year, not because they bailed on me, because I bailed on them, because of the fact that I got rid of the people that were bringing me down. And I couldn't do it no
How
more.
many years was it? Hey, how many years was it before you started talking to me? And there's a reason why, but I mean, I'm
What,
fault for
10,
that. But
8 or 10 years? It's
yeah,
been a long time, man.
yeah.
And like I said, I had to do it. Do I miss some of them? Yeah, because some of them were actual friends, but at the same time, they weren't, if that makes sense. And I just, like throughout this year, I just got rid of the people that were bringing me down because I didn't need it. I'm looking upwards for the rest of my life now. Like I could only go no place but up. And so far, 2 radio shows
Upward and
later,
outward.
graduating in October from school, a producer of a radio station, great kids that love me, a great grandson. Matter of fact, you should have listened to my radio show last Saturday. or Saturday before.
Oh, you
Saturday
said you had him
before.
on there.
Yeah, I had my 11-year-old grandson on here introducing me. So, but yeah, so people out there that's watching live on my social media, please, man, whether you're a firefighter, whether you're just an individual that's watching, whether you're a veteran, which we're on Military Broadcast Radio and the Firehouse Show, um, just know, man, please, just don't, for one, don't take life for granted because you could end up at the lowest of lows in a heartbeat and you won't realize it till you're there.
Absolutely.
And secondly, reach out to people and reach out to people that is a positive in your world. Get rid of the negative people because there's too much negativity in the world today anyways. And like you have like just honestly reach out to your friends, your family, whatever you have to do to get back on the uphill battle. And it is a battle. I'm not going to lie. It took me a while to be able to get out from where I was, but I'm here and I'm doing great and I'm loving life right now. You know, and I have health issues right now. I actually had to go today to get a liver scan. And so am I scared? Yes, I am. But you know what? The same guy that I took that Get and Have episode from earlier, a couple weeks ago, he had a show called, or the topic was Let It Go. And it was like, let it go of all the negativity. Let go of all the things that's in your life that you can't control that's bringing you down. And yes, my health issue right now sucks. Am I worried about it? Yeah, I'm very worried about it. But at the same time, I can't let it bring me down because I can't let it bring me down. I'm positive from here on out. I was saying when you got offline, Howie, earlier, that a girl I went out to, it's an ex-girlfriend of mine, but we're still friends. She's an awesome lady, Patty. And we went to breakfast and she made the comment about my confidence now. She's like, you were shorting yourself of the confidence in yourself for years. She's like, it's nice to see that you have some confidence now. And like, I agree. And I always goofed around. Where'd you go?
I'm here.
I could see you.
No. My neighbor's saying he sees me because I see you.
do.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking weird.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to use that. I know. Sorry about that.
I need a bleep button on here. Or we'll start recording the show so I get always like.
Yeah, I know. It was my fault. I didn't mean to use that word.
I know. You'll get better. Experience. But I think you're froze, Howie. Anyways, it looks like he's having technical difficulties. But anyways, like I said, just keep a good eye. You're froze. Your camera's froze.
It will be for a second. There we go.
Oh, there you go. But,
yeah, it freezes up when I. Sorry, I had to click over for a minute.
No, it's all good. Now you're panicking, wondering where your neighbor is watching you.
He goes, I see you. I'm like, well, how do you see me unless you're going through my back patio door?
Maybe Facebook?
No, I'm not on Facebook.
You are on mine. Did you share that?
No.
Oh. Anyways, we're going to take a short break while Howie wigs out about his neighbor being able to see him. And we'll be right back here on the Firehouse Monday podcast show with your DJ, Bobby B, and Mr. Howie T. And remember, you can catch my live show on mbradio.us on Mondays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and also on Saturday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the same mbradio.us, or you download the Military Broadcast Radio app and listen to me live every Monday and Saturday here on the Firehouse Show podcast Monday show. We'll be right back.
We are MBR, Military Broadcast Radio. Every day, 22 veterans lose their battle to post-traumatic stress. That is.
There's a certain vibe in Boston that starts with its people, possibly the sarcasm, their own underlying rugged persona, or just the Bostonian culture they all embrace in. And there is no better way to share this rugged blue-collar Boston mentality than in the form of Boston's most cultural-defining piece of headwear, the Scally Cap, from Boston Scally Company. Visit Boston Scally Company to order your piece of Boston's cultural history today at bostonscally.com. That's bostonscally.com.
Up for the Troops is a national nonprofit organization who uses the game of golf to help veterans as they transition from the battlefield to the home front. Our mission at Tee It Up for the Troops is to honor, remember, respect, and support all those who have served in the armed forces for the United States of America. Whether they've been injured or they're suffering from some of the invisible wounds of war, we want them to know that we stand ready to help them as they take that next step in life.
I have focused more after being on a golf course. I'm generally happier, and I owe it all actually to this organization. I really wouldn't be where I'm at physically and mentally and quite frankly emotionally if it hadn't been for meeting and getting to know people in this organization.
As these military men and women return to their communities, we want them to know that there are great organizations out there to help them make that transition. And with our many connections to veteran service organizations around the country, we can make a positive difference for America's veterans and our military families. Tee It Up for the Troops looks to support our veterans and military families through 6 key areas of support: suicide prevention, PTSD and traumatic brain injury treatments, employment and career pathing, sports and golf rehabilitation, housing and homelessness, and family and caregiver support. With your help and our many connections to veteran service organizations across the country, we can make a positive difference in the lives of these American veterans.
And welcome back to the Firehouse Monday podcast show. Hope everybody had a good Monday and a good rest of your week, by the way. But I want everybody to know, I want everybody that follows me to get on mbradio.us or Hey, Military Broadcast Radio app, and check out all the other DJs on that's part of Military Broadcast Radio. J Moon, she's awesome. She has 2 shows, Friday and I believe Wednesday. Mr. Philip D. Blackmon, phenomenal speaker, and he's the one that I borrowed the segment for my today's show, or for tonight's show, about the positive vibes and the I get to go to work instead of I have to go to work. And he's just a phenomenal speaker. To the H Train show with Mr. Joel Hunt, Mr. H Train himself. And it's a great group of people, great shows, all of them. We play rock and roll, we play country, we play you name it, we play it. And then there's a bunch of different podcasts. So definitely tune into the Military Broadcast Radio app and check out all the shows. And we and MBR give veterans a voice. And with my Firehouse show, I dedicate my show to all the first responders, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, EMTs, you name it, nurses, doctors, and all and such. I dedicate my show not only to the veterans here on MBR, but to all the first responders. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And tonight's show, we talked about Facebook, and I think Howie's frozen again. But we talked about Facebook. We talked about positive vibes. We talked about dating. There you are. Oh, no, he left. So, yeah, the dating. Like I said, I believe I'm getting ready to all your listeners out there for dating. I didn't want to burden or just start dating when I wasn't ready. There's a time in everybody's life when they're ready to settle down or get their life situated. It's fair for everybody. But Howie just, I think he's going to have
For a minute, I was.
to take a break to change his drawers, it seems like. So, but anyways, welcome.
Hey, Bobby, just give a shout out to my buddy Dave. Just walked in here. We're live on a podcast, man. My buddy Dave.
How you doing, Dave?
That's my buddy Bob.
Welcome to the Firehouse Podcast, Monday podcast.
Live
here on all my social media and my live shows. I'm going to just one more time, my live radio shows on Military Broadcast Radio app or mbradio.us every Monday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Saturdays from 9 p.m. Eastern Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, my live radio shows. And as you can tell on here, it's the Firehouse Country Show. That's what it started to be. But now it's kind of changing to classic rock. You know, I tell everybody I put my cowboy boots in the corner, put my cowboy hat up on the shelf, and we've been playing rock. So, anyways.
Oh, I said you're sitting here.
Tonight's show is positive vibes. Positive vibes, family, and all that good stuff. And dating.
Oh, you want pop or something? Oh, no, I don't drink pop.
Hey, I'm going to start. Hey, Howie, I got a new venture.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, they got farmers, what's it called? Farmers something. They got all these dating sites and all that. I'm going to start the Firehouse dating site. He ain't paying no attention. Anyways, guests and listeners and followers, I hope you're enjoying tonight's show. And we have to teach some etiquette, some podcast etiquette to Howie. You know, in the middle of a show, you don't get off.
I'm here. No, I'm here. I hit the mic mute button. My bad. I ain't allowed to do that.
If you don't leave the show accidentally, where is it? Accidentally, he mutes himself.
No, it's because for some reason my Chrome likes to freeze up.
But anyways, we'll get this worked out, and it actually, you know, when he comes over, we get to be on one camera, and you know, we actually start. I want to kind of do some interviews with different people, and
yeah, that's the next step we need to do. Is like, but thing is, if me and you were in the same room instead of doing it virtually, it'd be a lot easier.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
You less congestion.
We could have 10 people on here. Hey, now come on, for real.
What's that?
But you can have 10 people on here at one time, but
Right.
it's not. It's just too much. So, but anyways,
Right.
all right. That's been about an hour. So we've talked
All right,
about
David.
a little bit of everything from
Yeah.
dating
But you know, we didn't talk about life in general. We got your positive vibes. We did our needs and wants, or what have yous.
We got our Facebook.
Yeah, of course. That's your favorite part.
No, not really. The dating was my favorite part of today's show.
What was?
The dating part.
Well, no, you ain't. At our age, I mean, I'm a little older than you, not too many years, but I see what you're saying with dating. Man, I could get. You know me, Bob. I'm not like a sex or no. What do you call it? I'm not like a sex magnet. Not a sex magnet. What do you call that? You know how they call that? I'm far from that. But what I'm saying, no, I'm just saying I'm not a magnet. You know, women just don't like attach to me.
Right.
They grow on me for the simple fact is my ability to have humor and make people laugh. But you know what? You know what really sucks is you get all these women like, "Oh my God, Howie, you're so funny. I'm glad we're friends." And I'm sitting there going, saying, well, I'm thinking things, but actually saying them. But you see what I'm saying? You know how I am, Bob.
I know.
You know, and I think more people more women at our age should be more willing to go, man, I'd like to be with somebody with like Howie or Bob. You know, because I said we're not. It's not like we're out being man,
right?
Whatever you call them,
right?
And you know what I mean?
I agree 100%. I just, like I said, it might be to the fact, me personally, maybe they catch the vibes that I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like, but now, like I see it more and more every day. I not see it, but I feel it more and more every day. And it's weird because, like, honest to God, I never felt like how I feel today about that. You know what I mean?
Because I guarantee if we walked into an establishment and there was girls there, I guarantee it they'd be swarmed over you, and they'd be like ignoring me.
No, it's not like
no. What it is because a lot of women. I'm not saying all women. They're superficial. They go by what somebody looks like, not what they have in their brain, or not what they can offer them mentally.
Right. And I agree with that. And it goes the opposite way around too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, I mean, I got a nice tan. I mean, look at, I got a nice tan. I got 2 new tattoos. Right. I think I'm pretty awesome.
Right, and like it goes the opposite way too. Like honestly, guys look at the same thing. You know what I mean?
Not me. I mean, you probably do still, but not me.
No, I don't. Like I don't. I'm wanting to find a female that it clicks. Like I don't know. Like
well, we've grown up in the last 10 years. I mean, there's a big difference. You know, your kids are getting ready to, you know, fly the nest. You know, get out of the nest. You know, my kids are grown. I got 24 and a 26-year-old. You know, yours are getting ready to fly the coop.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I mean,
because the last, besides my daughter, that was 28 years ago. But you know, my oldest boy is 17. So for the last at least 17 years, you know, that's what I'm familiar with. And without that that's going to be hard, dude. You know, they'll always be there.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta let them do what they. You gotta let them fly the coop and let them do their own thing.
Oh yeah, I know.
But you know what? The thing is, even though even though they fly the nest, and get out of the nest, they always come back.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
but you
Just
need.
like
You've raised. Well, yeah, you raised 3 kids.
right.
Okay,
Yeah,
and they're all good. They're all good. None of them been in prison. None of them been in trouble. Thank
right.
God. Knock on wood for Rye. But no, I love
Rye's a
Rye. He was my favorite.
Rye's a great kid, man. Like me and him's got close
Yes.
in this past year. Like honestly, me and Bobby are still close, but me and Riley has become real close. Like in the last year,
Yeah.
and I can't say enough about all 3 of my kids. Like, and I'm not the kind.
They're all good. They. I mean, your
I'm not the
daughter.
kind.
She grew up to be a beautiful person. She's doing her thing, and
Yeah,
she's not in trouble. She doesn't do stupid things.
right.
Now,
She's
Bobby,
very,
he's gonna grow up. I mean, he's gonna do great things. Rye, he's still my favorite. I'm sorry.
Rye is Rye, and that's what I love about Rye. He's kind of like me. I don't pretend to be somebody I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm who I am, and if you don't like me, you don't like me. Life goes on. All right.
right.
Rye's the same way. Rye is Rye. I don't care who is around. I don't care. The president could be here, and Riley will still act like Riley. And I
Yep.
respect him so much for that. And more of the world, well, I'm not going to say world, but teenagers and stuff ought to learn from Riley because
Yeah.
it's incredible, dude. Bobby's friends, and I'm not dogging any of them. Let them be who they are. But they walk around in Madison looking like thugs. And, it's Madison, dude. Like, come on.
Trust me, I know Madison I can walk through Madison blindfolded. So yeah, I know
Right.
Madison pretty well.
And like get over it. You and Bobby himself, he'll get around certain people and he'll start acting. And it's like, Bobby, man, be a leader, man. Don't be a follower because that's just going to get you in trouble.
Exactly.
And I've taught all my kids that from day one of their life, man, be a leader, not a follower. And, it's a hard job sometimes, depending on who your friends are, but it's sometimes hard to be a leader, but damn it, do it. Have confidence. But
Oh, you see my youngest.
right.
You know his
Yeah.
situation. I mean, I'm not going to get
Right.
on there and say anything.
No, I know.
But
you're still proud of
but
him.
the thing is, I'm proud of him too.
That's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
he's a manager at McDonald's. I mean, ain't that like a big corp? I mean, it's a big corporation, but I'm saying he
Right.
does his own thing. And it's like you got to let him do his own thing.
Right, exactly. That's how they grow up. And whether you agree with
Yeah.
it or not, and sometimes it pisses me off to the worst. There's been a couple of times, honestly, lately where me and Bobby's about went out to the yard and I'm going to show him what a real man is. It hasn't got to that point yet, and I hope it never does. But like sometimes
No, I don't think it will. Because they're growing. Because how old is he now? 17?
17. But sometimes
Yeah,
you just have to show 'em that dad's still dad. I can be a friend, but at the same time, I'm dad first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Exactly.
we're going to
Friends
take
later.
Right. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll continue this conversation when we get back. You're listening to the Firehouse Show with Bobby B and Howie T. And we will be right back right after this short message.
There's a certain vibe in Boston that starts with its people. Possibly the sarcasm, their own underlying rugged persona, or just the Bostonian culture they all embrace in. And there is no better way to share this rugged blue-collar Boston mentality than in the form of Boston's most culturally defining piece of headwear, the Scally Cap, from Boston Scally Company. Visit Boston Scally Company to order your piece of Boston's cultural history today at bostonscally.com. That's bostonscally.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Firehouse Country Show podcast show with your DJ Bobby B and Mr. Howie T on this Monday night. And I just had something I was going to say, and I totally forget. Oh, that commercial that I just played. One of the greatest commercials I ever heard in 51 years of life. Because that's your Bobby.
You did a good job with that commercial. You did a great job with that.
So, but yeah, anyways, just a little bit of my, get on my soapbox there for a second and brag about, some of
Yeah,
my
I can't
work.
see. You got people on your feed because I don't see it unless you send it to me.
Nobody's commenting tonight, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, people are just listening.
So, and the more we do it, the more steady we get at it, like getting a certain time topics. Like tonight, we actually had topics, and we kind of got away from them a little bit, but that makes a podcast where we kind of stay within terms and just broaden it out a little bit. Positive vibes. Dating goes with positive vibes because a year ago, I'm sorry, but it would have been a negative thing for me to be dating. Like, I wouldn't even wanted to try to date a year ago. But now,
the thing is, and the thing is, what's weird? It's like I brought this a while back. Is
I have to get this camera thing figured out. Oh, there we go, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Ugh.
Not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, by the way. I should own Dr. Pepper as much as I drink of it. Then I wonder why my liver's messed up.
Shit. Yeah, I wish my liver was messed up because of Dr. Pepper.
Like
mine's messed up because of Milwaukee's Best Ice.
All right, here we go with some health topics now.
Here we go.
What messes up your liver?
Anything can mess up your liver. I mean, you could. This day and age, you can get liver issues for breathing the wrong way,
right?
Well, or eating the wrong foods.
I went into the liver scan today. I had to get an ultrasound of it, and so I went in there feeling 100%. I came out of there, man, hurting, and it wasn't the liver hurting or anything. It was my ribs because the lady kept for some reason, she would accidentally get my rib and push as hard as she could, like she was going to break my rib. I'm like, oh, she's like, what? And this whole time she's like, hold your breath. And I'm holding it for a minute and a half. And then she's pushing on my rib. So I couldn't hold it no more. I had to say, ow. It was like, oh my God, man. I walked down there.
It's because sometimes they gotta go deeper. Like when you do ultrasounds and all that, they gotta push because they're not able to get a good scan of it.
Go under the rib cage.
Well, no. The thing is, they push on your ribs because it expands. Believe it or not, when they push on the bottom part of your ribs,
right,
it expands your liver out, so they get a better picture of it.
I don't know. That shit hurt though, man.
Oh, trust me. I get it done every 3 months. Let me tell you, it's.
That's not a good thing. It'll be all right though, because this is a positive vibe show. I'm not worried. It is what it is. It's going to whatever it is. I'll deal with it. And
how about we make a bet? We'll see whose liver's better, mine or yours.
I'm sure mine probably is, but the only thing
I guarantee it is. I can't even bet you because I know your liver is like a king compared to my.
Right. The only thing that worries me about it is being a firefighter and some of the stuff that I dealt with in the past. Like
the
chemicals, blood, you name it. Yeah. I've dealt with it. You know what I mean? And so that's the only thing that kind of scares me when it comes to it. But we'll be all right.
Thing is, too. What you need to do. I don't know if they've done that yet to you, but did they check you for hepatitis? I mean, everybody thinks hepatitis is like a sex blood disorder. No, you get hepatitis for anything.
Right. No.
But I'm saying with hepatitis, I got hepatitis C, and it has nothing to do with sexual encounters or anything else. It has to do with the toxins that are in your body, you know.
Right. See, the good thing
So
about it, because when they first mentioned it, like I was kind of nervous, like hepatitis. You know what I mean? Like, but I was reading up, and hepatitis C, it's curable. You take
right, that's what I'm saying.
medicine
It's
for 8
controllable. Yeah.
weeks or 10 weeks or something like that. But, you know, and if it is hepatitis, I mean, I'm not going to worry about it because it's curable or at least
Right.
stoppable, you know? So, I mean, it is what
It's
it
not
is.
stoppable. It's not curable. It's controllable.
Well, hepatitis
And
C is curable.
well, they got mine under control right now. I take medication for it,
Right.
which is fine with me. You know,
Right.
it just what it is, you know, your liver is like almost like your heart, you know. It's vital to your
System.
digestive system, you know.
Right.
So, I mean, everything passes through your liver and then it goes and does whatever it does afterwards.
Right.
But see, I take medication for that, which is fine with me. You know, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? What can we do, man? I can't control nature just like you can't, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And like I said, I hope it's nothing. And like the lady said today when I got the scan, she goes, it could have been from smoking because smoking raises all your levels and does weird junk. So I
Yeah.
could be sitting here talking about this and it's absolutely nothing. And it wasn't to where my levels were way out of whack, you know what I mean? And like it's an emergency.
They're raised
kind
a little bit.
It was just raised a little bit, the enzymes or whatever. And
I wouldn't worry about that.
right, exactly. So, but anyways, so yeah, now that I'm putting my personal junk on here,
I put mine out there too.
right, but no, like honestly, just and the kind of reason why I just went on and put out my health issues because I've been not keeping it a secret from people, but at the same time not talking about it because, like I said, my problems are my problems, and I don't like to
Right.
like put my junk out there because of whatever.
Well,
But
the thing is, even though we have problems with not that we're like throwing our personal info out there,
right,
we're just making people aware that it doesn't matter how you live your life. All right, you could be a non-smoker, you could be a non-drinker, but you can still get heart issues, liver issues, kidney issues. Doesn't
right.
matter.
And
I mean, just like
me and the family was talking, and I'm like, you know something? I'm like, it's just my luck because everything's going great. You know what I'm saying? Like I graduate and I got all this stuff going on. Like life is great. And then all of a sudden, boom. Health issues start up. But again, it's a positive thing.
yeah, remember,
because,
you gotta understand, you're 51 years old, so
right. And
you're
see,
gonna get those. Did you get?
Go
Did you ever
ahead.
get the camera?
That's the next step, man. I'm looking forward to it. I got a referral, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's a good thing. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying I get that every 6 months.
The school.
I mean, it ain't comfortable, but like I said, they put me to sleep and they do what they need to do for 6 minutes.
Right.
You know, but the
Yeah.
thing is, they do an upper and a lower.
Just hopefully they don't
I
use
mean-
the same fund.
No, they're gonna use the same camera they used on me.
You're a sick man. So, anyways. So,
No, but you see what I'm saying? It's like,
I
like
know.
you know, when my heart was like at 30%, I used to have to wear a life vest. You know, and it's like, you know, that scared me. But I got my heart back to where it needed to be. But then again, they can actually, when I do an upper and lower GI on me,
Right.
they put me to sleep now. Because when your heart is was bad as mine was when I did my upper,
Right.
oh my God, they couldn't put you to sleep because they didn't want your heart to stop. But I tell you what, man, now that was painful.
Right. Yeah.
Now it's a breeze. I just breathe
I'll
in
tell
some
you-
oxygen.
I'll tell you one thing,
Good.
man. Before I had my heart attack, I couldn't, like, we would go on the trails and stuff, and there's this one place out here. There's like the staircase at this park that you go down, and it's like, I swear it seems like 500 steps, and it's straight
Hidden
down. like,
Valley?
yeah. And
Yeah, I know that hill.
even walking down, I would get winded, and walking up, I'd have to stop 3 or 4 times on the way up. And that was before the
yeah.
heart attack. And after I had my heart attack, dude, me and Bobby literally ran up every single step without stopping. It was like, yeah, But then again, I quit
Felt like
smoking.
Rocky Balboa, didn't you?
For real. Like, it felt so
Yeah.
good to be able to do that. And, idiot me decided to have a cigarette, and one cigarette led to another, and now I'm like, I could probably make it up halfway up the staircase now. So now I quit again.
I can't walk up steps, so.
Right. I'm wearing the patch, quitting again. I'm doing really good. And I actually feel like better. I got a lot of, not 100% of my like taste buds back or my smell, but it's a lot better. Like, it's noticeable. And it's weird because people are like, oh no, that don't. Yeah, it does affect it. Smoking does affect your sense of smell and taste.
Yes, it does.
When I was with Brianna today,
I smoked 3 cigarettes in the last 5 minutes, so it tells you what kind of mood I'm in.
right. When
I'm not a cigarette smoker.
Right. When my daughter took me to the doctors today, I had like not even a half one, probably 2 or 3 hits off of one. And I was like, it about made me sick. It tasted so freaking awful. And so, yeah, like, I'll get back to running up all those steps. That's my point of that whole conversation. Just to let you
Right.
know. I'll back up those steps. I'll be another Rocky again.
Yeah, when I had 2 heart attacks and a stroke. When I had my stroke, I think that was the downfall of my life. That scared me. The heart attack didn't really scare me,
Me.
But the stroke, that scared me, man. It was rough.
You know what scared me worse than? Go ahead.
I was in Florida when I had my stroke.
Oh, really?
And that's what scared me because I'm in Florida, and the only person down there in Florida is my son. The rest of my family's up here.
Right.
That's what scared me. The heart attack part.
The heart attack part scared the hell out of me because, my heart attack, just real quick, about a week before, I was over at my ex-fiance Patty's house, and we were just sitting there watching TV. And back in the day when I was on Fairport Fire Department, I got a pulled muscle between my rib cage, and it was excruciating pain, almost like a heart attack. So
right,
that was damn, like, way long time ago. But I was sitting at her house, and all of a sudden I get that, like, it felt like that same pain as that muscle, and it lasted probably, I don't know, about 5 minutes, if that, and it went away. And I'm like, it's just a muscle messing up for some reason after all these years. So I never thought nothing else about it. That weekend, we take Bobby and one of his friends out to the observatory park out in Madison or Montville. And we're standing there waiting to get up on this telescope, and all of a sudden it hit again. Well, this time it kind of made me a little bit dizzy, like lightheaded, and weird breathing. And I'm like, I leaned over to Patty. I'm like, this one's kind of scaring me. She's like, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, it has to be that muscle because it feels the same way. Well, it lasted maybe 10, 15 minutes, went away. And that was on Friday or Saturday. And then all day Sunday, I felt great. Not a problem at all. Went about life. nothing wrong. Well, Monday it was raining, so I didn't get to work, and I was sitting there. I had to turn in paperwork. So I went into my work out in Eastlake, and there's like a half wall, as like a divider for the secretary. And I was standing there, I had
Yeah.
my left arm like propped up on it, and I was just sitting there bullshitting with her. And all of a sudden, my fingers started tingling a little bit, and my arm kind of like went kind of numb. And I'm like, thinking to myself, oh, it's just from having my arm up on that wall,
Right.
And so I left and I went down to the Harbor Freight there on Vine Street. And I walk in, I get probably from, I don't know, probably from the front door into the register, which is not far at all. And all of a sudden that pain hit. And within probably 30 seconds, my clothes were drenched. I was sweating and couldn't breathe. And I'm like, oh boy, this muscle's acting up again. So I turned around, went back out in my car, and I'm like, I'm just going to go home. Like in my head, I'm going to hit Route 2 and head home. Well, they were doing construction on Route 2 or 91 bridge going over Route 2. They were doing construction. It was down to one lane about 11:30 in the afternoon. This is no bullshit. Like it was traffic bumper to bumper and couldn't get nowhere. So I'm literally practically laying in my car crying, couldn't breathe, and it seemed like every second I was getting weaker. So I decided I'm just going to go to Lake West. So I head off
right on the roof there.
Right. So I headed into Lake West, and instead of being smart and just parking in the emergency entrance thing right there and letting a doctor or nurse or somebody park my car, I decided that I'm going to go find a parking spot. Well, mind you, like it was just all bad luck. There was no parking spaces close. So I parked all the way out in left field somewhere. And I had the Dodge Charger at the time, and I leaned the seats all the way back. And thank God when I leaned the seat all the way back, because at this point, I could barely even lift my arms. Like, I didn't feel I had enough energy to even go inside.
Right.
So I leaned the seat all the way back, and as soon as I laid back, the pain got 1,000 times worse. Thank God, because in my mind, I'm like, either I'm going to lay here and die, or I'm going to get out and at least pass out or die in the parking lot. That way somebody will see me instead of laying in the car. So I get out, I make it into the emergency room. I got up to the front desk. I think I said I'm having chest pains, and next thing I know, there's a million doctors around me shooting me and giving me like baby aspirins and glycerin and all kinds of things, man. And the scariest part about this whole story, and the point that I was getting to, is the thing that scared me out of all this was the fact the doctor came in, the surgeon came in, and he introduced himself. And I'm like, sir, I'm a single father. Am I like, I need to be here for my kids. Am I going to survive? And he's like, buddy, you're having a massive heart attack. He goes, I can't tell you yes, and I can't tell you no. He's like, all I can tell you is that I'm going to do my best at saving you. All right. That being the last thing heard before they put you under.
All right.
Not a good thing to hear, because you don't know if you're ever going to wake up after they put you out. You know what I mean? Fortunately, thank the powers above, I'm here right now. But after the surgery was over and I'm back in my room, the doctor comes up, the surgeon that put the stent in. He came up and he's like, Robert? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I just want to tell you one thing. I'm like, wow. He goes, next time, don't be stubborn. He goes, you were literally 2 minutes. If you waited another 2 minutes, we wouldn't be standing here right now. And I'm like, okay. I mean, so people out there, moral of the story, don't take life for granted. And if you feel something's not right, probably is not right, go to the doctors.
See, my whole thing is I had my 2 heart attacks. I got 2 stents in my heart, but I get silent heart attacks, and it's like I can feel them, but it doesn't get bad.
Right.
But I know that I'm having them. You know, like when I
You
had
know-
my first one. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's what made me go to the doctors this time because I'm stubborn. I hate the doctors, and I get yelled at from my
I do
kids,
too.
all 3 of my kids, all the time. You know, and what made me get scared enough to go to the doctors this time before my last heart attack, besides that week of pain, like 2 times, my heart would it would beat, then it would stop
Yep.
and
Yep.
skip like a beat or 2, and then it would start, then it would stop.
AFib.
Well, it was doing that again. And there was a couple of times where I'd be in a dead sleep and I'd wake up and I couldn't breathe. Like I didn't have chest pains or nothing. It was just I couldn't breathe.
Right. And
And
that's the worst.
right, it's scary. You know what I mean? And it was like I was breathing, but it seemed like I wasn't getting enough air. And so
Right.
that scared me enough to where I am today. I went, got blood test done, and all that good stuff. And so you're just waiting. I got some of the results back, and like last week, but then that's why I had to go get more blood work done and the liver scan. So, but it's all good. It's just going to make me healthier and stronger. That's all it's going to do. It's not going to bring me down. I'm not going to let it bring me down. I don't give a damn what it is. It's not going to get me down.
Right. You can't.
I always said if I have cancer, I don't want to know about it because the worrying about it is what will kill me. The cancer won't. The worrying about
Worrying
it.
about it. Yep.
So, but anyways, it is 12:47. Damn. I get to go to work tomorrow. See there? I don't have to go, but I get to go to work tomorrow. So I'm going to call this podcast the podcast for tonight. Great show, I think.
I think we're pretty good.
It says that we got 1 watcher and 1 love, 1 heart thing. So
That's a good
no
thing.
comments tonight, though. No comments. I guess no comment, like the mail. No mail is good mail, or whatever they say. So no
Yeah,
comments.
we don't need people sending bills to our podcast or your
Right.
podcast.
Right. It's our podcast, man. We'll get you what I want to do is I want to get my own StreamYard account set up too.
Mm-hmm.
And until we get really going on it, we'll use a regular, my regular one. And then once we get better at it and do specific topics or whatnot, then we'll switch back to the MBR one.
Right.
But anyways,
All right, so
everybody,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I say go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll call it a night, and we'll see you next Monday. Howie T, Bobby B.
Have a good night, everybody. Don't forget, every Monday, which I might have Howie come on, a guest DJ on my radio show one day also. But anyways, right now you got Bobby B every Monday on the Firehouse Show from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on mbradio.us or the Military Broadcast Radio app, and Saturdays from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the same mbradio.us or Military Broadcast Radio app, giving veterans a voice. That's what we do on MBR. And also the Firehouse Country Show wants to shout out to all the firefighters, first responders, police officers, paramedics, firefighters, you name it. Shout out to you guys. Stay safe. Be good. Don't catch COVID. Until Saturday. Yeah, that's next Saturday. I will talk to you then. Have a great week, everybody. And thank you for listening to the Firehouse Podcast Show.